welcome into my Freckle Love office. I'm Martha Barnett. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. I am glad that you're here. I apologize right off the bat. I have a terrible, I don't know if it's allergies or fall cold or whatever. My throat sounds, or my voice sounds really scratchy. My throat's been a little sore, kind of stuffed up. So anyway, let's get started. I'm doing a quick fall look for you today. So let's jump right in. I'm going to start out with some serum. I've already done moisturizer. Ooh, I think I just splurged right on my shirt there. Earlier this morning, so I'm not going to do moisturizer again, but I am going to use a little bit of my skin serum before I put on my primer. So I am going today, oops, wrong thing, to, can't find my primer. Hang on a sec. Well, I'll grab this one. I'm going to use the original primer today, which is actually my favorite because it has a very gel-like consistency. The other one's more liquidy, like a serum. This one's more gel, and I actually prefer it. I like the way it feels on my face when it dries better than the moisturizing primer that I'm using, that I usually use, although the moisturizing one is good for my skin because I have very, very dry skin at my age. I mean, when you're over 50, you do tend to start drying out. I'm gonna grab a headband and pull my hair back out of my face. There we go. So anyway, I am going to a fall festival today in my little village. They're having sort of like a craft show. There's different businesses in town are going to be having specials today, I guess. Kind of a, I don't know, fall festival, Halloween kind of thing going on. I'm not sure. I need to go visit a customer and deliver an order. And she's going to be at this craft show portion. And I said, well, win-win. I will get to do a little craft show shopping and deliver my order at the same time. And I've got a huge cold sore right there to go along with my allergies or cold or whatever this is. It is not COVID, don't worry. And it's funny because every year, for years, I ended up going to the doctor right about this time of year with the same complaint. And finally, the nurse practitioner or physician's assistant looked at me one day and she said, do you know every year at this time you come in with the same complaints? You come in thinking you have strep throat because you have a very sore throat and you have the same symptoms every year at this time. She said, I'm going to call it allergies. It has to do with the leaves falling and rotting at this time of year. And she's like, you must have seasonal allergies because it's like the same time every year that you come in complaining of the same problems. And so I'm like, oh, yeah, well, I guess it is. So I've been taking an over-the-counter allergy med in hopes that that might take care of the problem. So I've added a little bit of Surreal blush there on top of my foundation, which was the liquid foundation, and I use the shade Chiffon. And these are all products by Unique, of course. And I'm going to add a little bit of highlighter. This is the shade Frosty, which is basically just a translucent highlighter. It doesn't have any color in it. And when I was at convention this year, I tried several of the other highlighters. And wow, there are some really pretty ones that have just a hint of like color to them. And I need to invest in some of those, I think, as well. Now, I am still waiting on my new palette, my eyeshadow palette to come in. I ordered the palette 10, which is the newest one. That's part of the special this month, if you choose. The special this month, you can get an eyeshadow palette, a lip liner, and a lipstick. And then if you want to add on, you can add an eye brush. I have plenty of eye brushes, so I didn't. But I did get palette 10, and I got one of the new lipsticks and one of the new lip liners. So I'm just using the Auburn, I can never say that, brow palettes right now to fill in just a little bit and to darken up those gray or white hairs. I love that they finally came out with an Auburn palette. There it is, and you can see it is well loved. Because I struggled for years trying to match the color of my eyebrows. So today, since I don't have the palette 10, I'm going to use palette 9, which is one of the choices that you can get. Ooh, and I traveled with this one recently, and it's got some that's kind of loose up here. But there is palette 9, and since my palette 10 has not come in yet, I'm going to use this one today. I love these palettes. 10 is the same way. You can choose any 3 shadows vertically, horizontally, diagonally, or you can choose the corners like this. Any 3 in the corner like that, and they match. It will look great together. It takes like all the guesswork out of it. So I'm going to use, I believe today I'm going to use this vertical row right here. This really deep dark chocolate, this pale, pale, pale pink, which is a very neutral pink, and then this shimmery kind of a champagne, I don't know what color you would call that. Kind of a mix of champagne with taupe, I think I would say. Ooh, making a mess with that other one. But first, before I put that on, I want to put on a little bit of eye primer. Since that is a powder shadow, I want to give it something to stick to. So I'm going to put on just a little bit of eye primer, which makes my lids just a little bit tacky. And that gives that powder something to cling to so that it doesn't end up like going all over. So I'm going to start with that pink shade. Wow, I am batting 1,000 today. I'm dropping everything, spilling things. Goodness. I'm going to go with that pink shade. Excuse me. And I'm going to go right all over the lid with that shade. That's a beautiful shade. I love that color. And these palettes, I find, are so versatile because you can get so many different looks out of them. Talk about a great value. Because you could honestly use this palette and have a different look every day for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You could get 12 different looks out of this by using all the different combinations. So how great is that you can have 12 completely separate looks. And if you applied the colors in different areas, you could get, wow, infinite number of looks, I am sure. Because if you would take, and say instead of putting the pink all over my lid, say I started with the champagne taupe kind of shimmery color up here and did that one all over first, and then put the pink on the inside and the chocolate on the outside. You see what I mean? It would just depend on where you're putting what color. You could end up with all kinds of different looks. Now I'm going to put this shimmery shade right here in the middle and towards the inner corner. Because I want the shimmer to be more towards the inner corner of my eye and right in there. And then I'm going to take a very dense brush and I'm going to use that chocolate shade right here, and I'm going to go right on the outside edge and go in that crease and then right here along the bottom just a bit. This is one of my favorite ways to wear 3 shades. And I mean, honestly, you could get so many different looks out of this because you could wear any one of these colors just by itself. Or you could choose any 2 colors to do. You don't even have to do 3. And of course you can do 4. I just love that it makes choosing 3 so easy because it's just so foolproof. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to blend those shades so I don't end up with any like lines in between each color. I'm going to add just a little bit of that sparkly color up here on the brow bone. And then I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup with a sponge, just so I don't have any that goes beyond that corner of my eye right there. And I'm going to add just a tiny, tiny touch of concealer right there. And I'm going to do right there and right there. And I'm going to blend that upward just to give myself a little bit of a facelift. Let me wet this a little bit with some setting spray. Go. Notice I am not going with the concealer underneath my eye because I don't want to have anything that ends up being cakey underneath of there, because I'm just wiping up a little bit of fallout there because I don't want it to cake and crease in those lines right there. Now I am going to take a very skinny little eyeliner brush, and I am going to go back to I think I'm going to do the shimmery shade today rather than the chocolate. I normally would do the chocolate and kind of line underneath here, but today I'm going to use this shimmery shade. Right underneath of there, instead of like an eyeliner. At my age, I find that if you use a dark eyeliner, sometimes it tends to be a little harsh, and it actually ages you, especially when you've got like the crow's feet around your eyes like I do. It can actually backfire on you, and it actually defeats what you're trying to achieve, which is a younger, more useful look. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of lash primer now, and then I'm gonna finish up with some 4D mascara, which is my fave. The 4D mascara is probably my #1 favorite product. So if you have not tried it, you definitely need to give it a try. And one of the really nice things about the Younique products is that they come with a love it guarantee. So if you try a product and you don't love it, you can return it within 2 weeks, 14 days, and you will get a complete refund if you desire. You can certainly, choose a different product if you want. If you want to try a different shade, or, let's see, what's that? Pompous. What's this one? Prevalent. I don't want that. Looking for lip liner here. But besides the 14-day guarantee, you also can exchange it within 30 days, actually up to even 90. I cannot talk today. I'm using a very nude pencil here. Just to outline. My lips, and I'm going to stay away from that cold sore. I'm not going to apply any product on that because I don't want anything to get over on that. And I'm going to use which one? I'm going to use this one. I am pretty sure. Let me grab my magnifying glass so I can read this color. Yes. This one is Dirty Chai. Hope I'm saying that right. Like the tea. So I'm going to use this color of the new Matte Splash Liquid Lipstick. Hard to talk when you're putting on lipstick, isn't it? Perfect. I skipped right around that area where my cold sore is. I don't want to put any product on it. But when I press my lips together, I'm getting enough color on there that it's not going to show. So I really like this color. I didn't think at first I was really going to like it, but it's grown on me. I really do like it. All right, let's grab some mascara here. So I have an appointment with my esthetician next week. I go every month and get a facial. I get the dermaplaning and I get, what's the treatment called? Oh, I can't think of the name of it. I want to say she puts acid on my face, but that totally sounds wrong. But she puts something on my face. It does, it can burn just slightly. I don't really think it does. She always asks me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much is this burning? And I'm usually like a 4. So it doesn't really burn, but you can definitely feel it tingling. And I forget what it's called. But when I go this time, the reason I was saying this, I'm going to try for the first time a lash tint and lift. I have never had this done. Have you had it done? If you've had it done, please comment below and tell me your opinion. Tell me your experience with it. I've never tried this. I was explaining to her, I have so much trouble. I have a great mascara, but it seems like halfway through the day, my lashes, although they start out nice and curled and lifted, halfway through the day, I feel like they kind of flop. They kind of go like straight out instead of up. Like right now, they look great because I'm putting the fiber mascara on and they're curling upward and they look really great. But halfway through the day, I'll go to look in the mirror and they kind of look like they've just, I don't know, flopped on me. So she recommended the tint and lift. So I'm going to give it a try. So if you've tried it, let me know what you think. Obviously, when I am finished, I will let you know my take on it and what I think of it. But there we go. I'm going to go back now with a little bit of setting powder and just give this a once over. My lighting is, I feel like my lighting is a little bit, there we go. That's much better. I had so much light on my face that I feel like it was just making everything really super shiny. Grab that kabuki brush and just make sure everything is blended in. All right. And there we go, my friends. This is a fall look. I used, and I can tell you the shades that I used out of this palette. I used Affable, Bashful, and Trustworthy were the 3 shades that I used going vertically. Trustworthy was the top shade. That was the shimmery, what I called the champagne, kind of a taupe color. Bashful was the pink shade that I used all over my lid. And then the chocolate shade that I used in the outer corner was called Affable. So there you go. There were the 3 shades that I used for this fall look, along with the Dirty Chai, I hope I'm saying that word right, like tea, lipstick. The lip liner that I used was Pouty. And my blush was Surreal. So there you go. There is my fall look with the frosty highlighter. And I am off to my craft show / fall festival fall event. So I'll let you know if I find anything great at this craft show, and I'll see you all later. Thanks for joining me. Hey, if you found any value in this tutorial, will you please give me a like and a follow, or hit that little bell if you're watching this on YouTube so that you get notified next time I go live or have a new video, because I would appreciate you coming back to visit me again. If you give me likes, follows, and notifications, it lets social media know that you enjoyed this video, and then it will give you more videos like this. It will keep suggesting more and more things along the same theme. So it helps you and it helps me, because the more followers and likes and so on that I get, the more it helps me get my business out there to the world. So I appreciate you. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.